Hi there. Can we talk about Tasmanian Devils? Even as a fat child, I easily identified with Tasmanian Devils because they reminded me a lot of myself. Cute until they opened their mouths. Despite being the most popular thing to come out of Tasmania besides Errol Flynn, Tasmanian Devils aren't very well known or portrayed in media, with the one big exception of Taz, the Tasmanian Devil from Loony Toons and his various spin-offs, counterparts, and sassy t-shirts. So let's talk a little bit about this angry screaming sun. As the name suggests, the Tasmanian Devil is only found on the island of Tasmania, off the coast of Australia. While weird animals evolving on islands is not unusual, Tasmanian Devil bones have been found on mainland Australia, which suggests that the Tasmanian Devil was eventually driven to extinction on the mainland due to either the introduction of dingoes or the hot desert climate most of Australia has, as Tasmania remains much cooler in terms of temperature compared to But what is this animal? Well, like most of the fauna of Australia, the Tasmanian Devil is a marsupial, meaning that it can give birth to, And these half-formed eldritch horrors crawl into their mother's pouch, attach themselves to a nipple, and a few months later, the worst gummy bears in the world emerge into something more worthy of a feel-good clickbait article. However, unlike other marsupials we think about, such as kangaroos and koalas, the Tasmanian Devil is a carnivore. Its scientific name, Sarcophilus harrisi, even translates to Harris's meat lover. And if that wasn't a giveaway about this little guy's appetite, its past names have also included the following: Bear Devil, Beelzebub's pups, and Satanic meat lover. Their closest living relative is the smaller quoll, and after the extinction of the Thylacine in 1936, the Tasmanian Devil took the title of the largest carnivorous marsupial. So what specifically do these guys eat? Tasmanian Devils are an opportunistic carnivore, meaning they will eat anything as long as it's meat. While they do go after live food such as wallaby and wombat, they have been known to eat frogs, reptiles, birds, livestock, and some smaller Tasmanian devils. Yep, they're cannibals. They will also consume carrion with some of the strongest bone-crunching jaws on the planet. These little jaws can dismantle and destroy at an astonishing speed. At one zoo where they were housed, they had to stop putting the Tasmanian Devils in plastic crates during husbandry work, because one Tassie, in a matter of minutes, chewed a hole in it, ran out, and then chewed another hole in its keeper's leg. Nocturnal, devils are mostly active at night, and while normally solitary, they will come together as a group to feed. When it's time to mate, devils will engage in a mating ritual that belongs in an Aeneas Nin short story, with the female having high standards and chasing away small, more timid males until she can find one who can overpower and dominate her. She allows this male to drag her back into a den and repeatedly mate with her. But female devils don't make good-kept women, and after her partner has fallen asleep, she will attempt to escape the den to engage in more push-push. Male devils will often be observed guarding the den, forbidding the female from leaving, even hunting her down, biting her in the face, and dragging her back to the den if she tries to escape, where he will continue to mate with her. Yeah, please don't kink-shame the Tasmanian Devils. Unfortunately, these little rapscallions were at odds with the colonization of Tasmania, and farmers viewed them as pests and threat to their livestock. Years of hunting, poisoning, and trapping brought them to the brink of extinction. They were declared protected in 1941, but it was too late for their cousin, the thylacine, a species completely eradicated by the same methods. And more unfortunately, the Tasmanian Devil became threatened by something even worse: cancer. And a quick warning, the following images do show some upsetting content, so be advised. First discovered in 1996, the Tasmanian devil population is slowly declining due to DFTD, devil facial tumor disease. DFTD causes cancerous tumors to develop on the devil's face and then rapidly spread all over its body, killing the devil within half a year. The biggest spread of the disease is ironically the devils themselves. Unlike regular cancer, DFTD is contagious and often spread through biting, and well, guess what these guys do a lot of? While normally a group of animals would have enough genetic diversity that would lead to the population having some immunity, being endemic to one island has led to some House Lannister breeding habits, drastically crippling the odds of immunity. Because Tasmanian devils are not one for chemotherapy, by 2016 the population had dropped to 90%, and it is feared they might be completely extinct in the wild by 2035. 2017 was yet another garbage fire year, literally if you lived in California. but there is some hope for these treat boys. Along with many insurance populations being set up in sanctuaries and zoos, in March, a Tasmanian devil was successfully treated for DFTD. Vaccine trials are now currently being undergone in the wild, but the biggest surprise was the discovery that the surviving Tasmanian devils in the wild have started to become immune to this cancer at an astonishing rate thanks to natural selection. So, let's hear it for the amazing Tasmanian devil, an animal so ferocious it drove off cancer. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. That's all for today. Thanks for letting me talk about Tasmanian devils.